Welcome to No Contingencies, a real estate live show with no filters, no BS, and no safety nets. This is episode 19 of our show.
19.
Woohoo! We are now on the air. I'm Liz Ryan.
I'm Parker Pemberton.
I am Nicholas Warpole.
Today's guest is the amazing Liz Gust. Liz is the office... Oops, I'm sorry, dear. Liz is the office leader for our Edina office, and we are so grateful for her contributions to PRE. Please help me welcome Liz to the show. That's why you wear the headphones, so you can hear the applause.
Ooh, I don't want to miss that.
I know. Exactly right. Okay, Liz, what were you doing before real estate?
I was a high school choir director in Stillwater, and I went to college for music and decided I wanted to teach, not just perform. So I had maybe 6 different choirs and maybe 400 kids.
In Stillwater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. High school?
High school. Mm-hmm. Did
Wow.
middle school for a long time. Thought I was going to be a middle school person forever. I kind of liked that energy, and then I got a high school job, and I'm like, so much easier.
Yes, absolutely. So what made you go from like, hey, here I am conducting the choir, and now I'm going to sell houses?
It wasn't a, it was kind of a 2-step thing, but I got my first house when I was 21 years old, bought it with my husband, and then every couple of years we'd remodel and sell the property that we lived in. So we were kind of flippers, but we did it and waited for capital gains.
Okay.
And did it a few. And I ended up a few times during my teaching losing my voice. So I got what are called nodules or nodes. So if you've seen Pitch Perfect, you know what that is.
Yep.
Adele had them. People have surgeries, and I had to rehab my voice about halfway through my career. And then I was getting them again. I was teaching an overage, and it was just becoming difficult. So the owner of the real estate team that I worked with as a consumer is like, hey, why don't you, I was about to teach at a new school, why don't you come and get your license, and if you don't make more money the first year in real estate than teaching, you can go back.
Oh my gosh.
So I never went back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I love that. I would like to note that you are the second person we've had on the show that talked extensively about a vocal career and caring for your vocal cords. When Blake was on the show, he actually did some vocal warm-ups for us.
Oh, excellent.
So before we move on, what's your favorite vocal warm-up?
I like to sing on like an E or an A vowel.
Yeah.
So, okay, now I'm going to have to do it?
Will you please do it? I would just love
Yeah,
it so much.
you
if
got to
would.
do the full
Good.
warm-up. Come on.
Good. Vive, 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 vive.
See, that's so great. Oh,
Wow,
you did
and
applause
applause.
for that.
Hey,
I love it. All right, so okay.
I'm interested to hear what Blake says.
He did it for us. I've forgotten already.
Oh,
but
come on.
I'm so sorry.
That is definitely something I can't do and am unwilling to do.
And unwilling to do.
Yeah.
Both equally important. Okay, so the nodule slowed you down a little bit, but then you just
I pivoted.
just moved right into
Yeah.
real estate, and no looking back.
No, I actually came into the business with a couple leads that were ready to buy and sell. And so
How did you do that?
I guess I was just born to be in sales, and people knew and trusted me.
Yeah.
And so I came in. I was actually also through online dating, but I was dating someone, and their brother and then that person had a referral. So I had 3 transactions right away in that first 30 days.
That's great.
It was fun. Yeah. So
Okay, now I'm going to say this. Not my first time hearing about referrals from online dating.
Uh-huh.
So we had a time when we had to, we had a referral source, and it was Veterans United at the time.
Yeah.
And they would reach out to us if they saw a closing that happened that they thought was from one of their referrals, and so they thought they would get a referral payment. And there was one they referred to once, and I had to go back to the agent and say, hey, VU says this came from them. Is that accurate? And the agent said, no, this was someone I was connected with on an online dating site. And those referral sources always require documentation. So I said, okay, can you send me something that I can send back to them? So I had to send back this little here's the dating profile where they were first connected. And the rep from VU was very, very sweet. And she wrote back and she said, that might be the best exemption request I have ever gotten.
I remember the agent. I remember the year.
Yeah.
That's happened probably a handful of times.
Not that specific thing. That was a one-time only.
No.
You think there's more than one?
Some of them we can't discuss on this podcast, but it's not the first time. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's number of conversation you have, right?
It is.
Matters not where it came from.
It's your community. It's like what you're doing with your time. And if you talk about real estate and you sound good enough and trustworthy enough, those people will come back. Like I've had a lot of people that have come back out of my past and they're like, hey, we didn't really make it personally, but I know you're really good at this.
That's so
Can
great.
you help? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why not?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah.
Teacher seems like one of those vocations, careers that is a great place to transfer to real estate from because you get a big network. Is that true? And what are other kind of similar careers, do you think?
Ooh.
Nick doesn't want to talk about dating sites.
Apparently not. He is pulling us back to the
Wow.
straight and narrow.
And that's
here.
fine.
Thanks,
I'm a
Nick.
little scared of the dating site conversation, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know.
I think that teachers make really good realtors in general because they have to be so diligent with their time. Like I still can get things done in a 39-minute prep period because that's all the time I had. And you had a 20-minute lunch, right? So I think that is really good work ethic with teachers. But also, yes, I mean, if you're a high school teacher, middle school teacher, you have hundreds of kids every year. You keep those relationships. And I am now selling houses to my former students and their families, which is super fun.
That's so wild.
And again, and it's like I'm connected with other parents on Facebook and all of those things. So I think it does translate well, but it is volume of people that you know and trying to keep in touch. But yeah, so that's been really rewarding and super fun to watch those kids grow up and start building wealth. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, in the industry, some of the best real estate agents are educators first. Mm-hmm. Because what does the consumer want?
They want to be guided.
They don't want to be sold.
No, they want to be guided and they want
Educated.
they want someone that
Informed.
will actually teach them the process, and then they're empowered to make the decisions based on what they've learned, not someone selling them something.
Yeah, I think that crosses over so well, and we've seen that across building the brokerage. A lot of agents have come from an education background of one way, shape, or form. And what do we always talk about? Be the lighthouse, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's sharing the information. It's guiding the clients. It's what they want. It's what consumers want these days. If they wanted to be sold, they would just click a button online and buy it.
Yeah, that's right. What's one thing that you are sure to kind of include in your teaching and your educating with every single client? What's your go-to thing?
I think the biggest thing is honestly teaching them how we communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And setting up those expectations and making sure they feel heard, because that is the number one thing in education is you have to get whoever you're teaching to trust you and feel like they're heard, and people will remember how you made them feel but not what you said ever. So that piece has to be there first. And sometimes you have to build that trust very quickly.
Yeah.
You meet an online lead, you tour a house, you have offers due the next day, but you have to make that base of trust. And so just that teaching them, you can trust me, this is how we communicate, this is how we're going to move forward, I think is the base. And then I just try to be, I'm a geek with market stats, and Parker, you are too, so really
Absolutely.
Knowing your market and making sure they know their market. I know we had a conversation with our agents in Edina yesterday, like sometimes your buyers just have to take a loss so they understand what the market is. I don't like that. I don't want that to happen. I want to, as much as I can, try to give them as much of the knowledge that I have, that education piece on the front end.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go through that.
Yeah. When you say take a loss, you mean lose out and
lose
on
out
an
in
offer
multiple,
that they try.
not even, just in an offer. Maybe they want to put a lowball offer in and they want to have terms that are just not going to fly. But rather than saying, hey, here are the situations where I've had that, and here's what I've learned and my clients have learned, and here's what I would recommend we do instead. How does that fit with you? Rather than just letting them do it.
Yeah.
And letting them lose.
Well, that makes sense. Okay. So you say that one of the things you are sure to teach about is how you will communicate with them. I've heard you speak to groups about that lots of times, and that I think that's a superpower for you, is establishing that communication routine with clients. What does that look like?
For my active clients, I have a time set aside in my day that usually between 1 and 3, I am working on their stuff. So whether that means they are searching or they are pending, or like I have an inspection that's happening with a property on Friday, I will send her that just got pulled in today. Between 1 and 3, she knows that I'm going to be reaching out to her and say, this is what to expect for inspection as a seller. That way I don't miss it. I don't feel like I'm always having to be on the defense when questions come in. Yeah. And if they want to, they can text me at 7 in the morning. That's fine. But unless it's my house is on fire, or the next door neighbor's house is on fire, which literally happened during a sale when we just, like put the house for sale and their next door neighbor's house went on fire. I mean, yes, I did respond to them at 7. Otherwise, they know that I have dedicated time. And that also shows that I am going to be not running around doing other things. Like every day I will do that.
Yes.
For them. And that helps just keep my sanity in check too.
Yeah.
And carves out that place to really protect and care for my clients. But I do promise them if it's urgent, I will get back to you within an hour. And I let them know. For clients, like your read receipts.
Yeah.
Like make sure your read receipts are off and all of that so I don't feel ignored. But I think
it's such a good practical tip though, right?
It is. That's just some people just always have their read receipts on and it makes you feel like they left me on red. I know they saw it. So just a really small tweak if you're doing that. It causes anxiety. But yeah, I want the clients to feel like I'm always in control of my business and I am available for them, but I still have standards that I maintain. And that allows me to maintain excellent service for all my clients. So I'm not chasing people around or I'm not distracted when it's really their time to be focused on.
Yeah. I think I've gotten worse at that as I've gotten older. Managing the text. Sometimes at the end of the day, I'll look and I'll have like 30 or 40 unread texts and I'll be like, oh, shit. Like, and maybe I'll respond to like 15 of them and I'll forget to respond to the others.
I know, and now iPhone
is that an age thing?
Has like the unknown senders if you don't have their number, and so it just hides it.
Oh yeah,
and you miss it, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to miss that. That was a lead, type. But I hate that update. But I do. Two schools of thought are like when it happens, deal with it. Like when you get an email, deal with it. When you get a text, deal with it, so you don't ADHD your brain. But it can become really challenging. I try to pin my really active clients on the top of mine. Like my family doesn't get pinned, but 123 Main Street's going to get pinned there.
Right.
So I'm checking those all the time, which is ridiculous.
Well, just from a day-to-day perspective, some people are just attached to their phone texting all day. And if you're doing that, what are you really getting done? You're just being responsive all day.
Yeah.
But if something's important, you're able to use those folders and be more efficient. But I more so joke. I mean, if something is really important, I don't miss it. But I just think back to when I was like 25 or 30, and I was all over it.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you kind of realize, hey, you have to have a little bit of peace. You have to be able to focus. You have to be able to be there for your kids. Kathy yells at me at dinner if I even reach for my phone.
Right.
Yep.
And I'll be like 15 seconds into dinner, and she'll be like, Parker, get off your phone. And then Charlie will say, Dad, get off your phone. And then Harrison will say, Dad, get off your phone. And then Graham will like mumble something. And I'm like, I'm getting it from all directions. I just need to leave it in the other room.
That's funny.
And Phil even looks at me weird.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
It is really difficult though. It is because we have the ability to be instantly connected to everyone. And I always tell people, if you don't reach me the first time, like send me another text. It's okay. It's fine if it's important. You can blow me
spam
up.
me a little. Yeah.
Right. You can escalate or whatnot. But I think it's something we all struggle with, and that's why we all look like this all the time and everything.
No, that's right.
We joke obviously about that. But you're an excellent communicator. We all three, we couldn't do what we do if we weren't strong communicators, and we handled that well.
Yeah.
But we've all dealt with the real estate agent on the other side too that doesn't respond to it. You make an offer, you don't hear back from them for a day. You send an email, you don't hear back from them. I mean, it's frustrating that in an industry where communication oftentimes has to be so immediate, not everyone is playing by the same rules.
No, that's right. I think Liz mentioned this before, and we didn't go too far on it. You do run the risk. It's not even a risk when you are more disciplined about time blocking like that. You have to actually go all the way and be disciplined about it, because if you let yourself read those texts as they come in, then they're always going to kind of be percolating around in the back of your head, right? And so like as much as you say, I'm not going to respond to that, if you let it bug you all day long, that's an issue too, right? There was, back when I was just a baby lawyer, there I remember reading a thing about the Ohio rule, the only handle it once. So like once something has crossed your desk and is on your radar screen, you may as well just deal with it because it's going to keep you distracted for the rest of the day. I actually kind of love that. I still think about that.
Yeah.
It does, and I know it does to you, and you both. And I've tried to not read my email until I'm actually able to sit down at my desk and do something with it, because otherwise it's like my mind will think, oh, you already addressed that, but it really didn't. It actually didn't address it. I thought maybe I
just
sent
thought
a response.
about it.
So when I went to Mexico last year with my son and his dad, I made a whole CMA in the middle of the night. And I didn't realize that I had literally went to my computer and sat down. That's the only time I've ever sleepwalked or whatever. And I was like, hey, I'm going to send you a CMA this morning for this. And I haven't forgotten. And they're like, you sent it. 1:30 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
I looked, I was like, what the heck? I actually, and I'm like, I have to check this to see if it was any kind of decent work.
Wow.
It was so strange. It was so super strange. But yeah, otherwise your brain thinks it actually is done it sometimes when you've read things and you start thinking about it and not coming back to it. So
on a similar note, communication, response time, managing your day. Let's talk about social media too, because I think that this can be something that is a huge time waste for a lot of people. And I view you as somebody who manages social media really well. You have a strategy, you execute on that strategy, but the same thing applies, because if we just sit there and scroll all day, what are we really getting done? So talk to us about that in your real estate business and your life. How do you make time for social media? What's your mindset around that? And how does that work in your business?
I think social media, I came up in the age of Facebook. I think I was a junior in college when Facebook came out. And I look back and cringe at all of my original photos, and they were just like one-line posts. Like, I had a really good meal at Applebee's today. Like, that was the post, and that's all anyone did.
You've got the cadence wrong, because it had your name ... So all the posts end up being just had
Liz
a really
Gust had a really good
or
meal.
just even more cryptically was sad.
Yeah,
like
the emoticons. That was it. Just the statuses, right?
Well,
just
hold on.
Yeah.
So I was a freshman in college, and two things. It was called The Facebook.
Yeah.
And
Facebook.
Applebee's still had 2 for $20 at that time.
Yeah, they did. That's how I met. That's how I started dating my first husband, because we went out for 2 for $20. Yes.
I mean,
appetizers.
you can't beat that.
Okay,
and for the
25
record,
cent wings. 25-cent wings.
That's a good
Kathy
deal.
makes fun of me for this, but honestly, Applebee's is a top 3 restaurant for me.
Absolutely. Did you know? For a while,
Oriental chicken salad.
I know. I did that too.
Yeah.
Also, do you get the chicken wonton tacos?
No.
The appetizer? They're phenomenal.
Yeah.
They are fantastic. I'm gonna
Right?
rep
Those
them.
are not
I
OG
adore those.
though.
They're pretty
Okay,
old, but they took them away for like 6
shoot.
months. And then now they are back. They just came back, and I'm so excited.
And back in the drinking days, I'm pretty sure you get like a 5-gallon bucket
Yeah.
of margaritas for $1.
And with the multiple straws.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The fish bowls in the bucket with a handle.
Mm-hmm.
That was our college thing. I went to college in St. Cloud, and there wasn't actually they did get a Chipotle pretty quick, but Applebee's, yes, we went for those 25-cent wings, 2 for $20 appetizer. I think that was even So
Light up the neighborhood.
what were we talking?
Yeah,
social media.
yeah.
Social media. So I kind of came up in that time, and I think the trap I fall into is I want to stay up on people's lives, but I also want to use it for business. Yeah. So what I try to do is I have these groups that are created, and they're not groups anyone knows about, but they're lists. So I have friends, I have college friends, I have mom friends, I've got like Lewis's school parents, past clients, and if I want to be intentional and do it well, I will go and check those lists and only see things from those people. Otherwise, you're seeing stuff from people that post all the time, and that's it, And it's people that you haven't connected with in 20 years, and literally what their kid, what happened at their kid's soccer tournament. And if you see them in the store, and I would actually talk to them, most people don't, you're like, you see them and you're like, I know exactly what you did this weekend, and it's creepy.
Makes me
but
feel
it's
like a
that top
stalker.
10%. Those top 10% posters go to the top. So if I'm being intentional, I'm trying to interact with those groups of people,
You're treating it like a CRM almost.
kind of, and because I'm trying to get better at not just posting, but then actually commenting and things like that on people's things. And I find that if I just scroll, like it's just doom scrolling, I know the same things about, or different things about the same people.
Right.
But I think on Instagram, there's more realtors that I'm connected to than just overall consumers in general. So when I'm doing that, it's just like weird duck videos and real estate posts that come up.
How critical is social media to a realtor's business these days?
I think very critical. I was talking with Ryan Eklund. We made a promo video for our 10-minute edge. And if you can't be found, they can't do business with you.
Right.
So what do you think about the realtors that just say, hey, it's not for me?
I think as long as you're making your 10 connects a day, and if you want to be an old school door knocker, or you want to be someone that smiles and dials for 2 to 3 hours, I think that's fine. I think those people are generally really, really good at the business. And if they just added that as another layer, it would just be a huge amount more income, you know?
Why do you think agents try to take the easy way out with social? Why do they hire these animated or these automated internet auto posting companies to post for them? What do you think when you see that?
I think they get sold on the we're going to increase your followers and this is an easy button, but it tends to be, I mean, everyone knows like the coffee and contracts posts.
Yeah.
You know, those just generic ones that it's your pretty headshot and 5 different facts. I don't think anyone is getting anything from those, but because they're paying for it and it's a service that they're doing social media.
Yeah.
That checks the box for them, and it you know, it's a pretty piece of marketing. I think I've seen those go away less. A couple years ago, we had tons of people that were running those companies now.
Yeah.
You know, running those companies, and agents were buying in, and I was like, for the amount of money I'm paying, I should be able to dollar per hour this better myself too.
Yeah.
And it's, but
I kind of look at it like you're sitting in a amphitheater, right? And you've got 5,000 seats because Facebook allows you to connect with 5,000 friends, right?
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity to share your authentic voice and perception of what's going on and your interactions day to day. Like, people love real estate. If they didn't love real estate, there wouldn't be 4 or 5 HGTV shows. Mm-hmm. Ryan Serhant wouldn't be number 1 on E. You know, mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but
I don't either.
The dude's been on it for 12 plus years, right? So you think about that, like you're in this arena and you have the ability to share this with all the people that are connected to you. Do you want somebody else sharing your message? Do you want to put something up on the TV and just play it? That's what automation looks like versus your authentic voice,
right?
In my opinion.
And I mean, I think you have to also tell the stories. That's not going to tell the story of who you are, who your clients are, the problems that you solve. And that's what realtors do, is solve problems, right? So I think that's it. They feel like they can check a box and just go on with their life. And I know that everyone knows at least 10 realtors, or probably friends with 10 realtors on Facebook. But still, even if I haven't worked with them in business, my friends on social, like, I want to be the one that they think of when they go to sell their house, even if I haven't actually sold them something and I know they might have a really great relationship with a realtor. If I can get them through social media, like, and have them reach out to me, like, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
Too, you know?
Well, people are, sorry, Parker, I cut you off. I was just saying, people, even in our business, we know we have to do these things, but people are still scared to be true to themselves. I want to tell people it's okay to be a lunatic. I mean, you've got to, within reason, but if you are a lovable lunatic, you're like, really let your true personality actually out of the bag, you're going to be so much more effective than if you are trying to be, you know, you're trying to be very careful to business it, because people really want to know what you're like. You are going to find those people who think, oh yeah, that's the person for me. But, you know, we're still scared to be ourselves. I mean, I'm a lunatic.
I think so. Like one of our agents, Steve Olson, really struggled with social media when I came in to coach him. He just didn't want to be on camera at all. and Nick and I worked like, let's make some produced videos that show your personality and show this fun-loving guy. And through that, then when he turns the camera on, just around on himself now, he knows he can bring that personality out because it's been something that some people are just like, the production quality is going to be low, it's going to fall flat. So just getting confidence and getting just a little bit of, I don't know, just a little bit from that first thing and then building on that and just getting more confident. But I'm just a ridiculous on social media. Like, I unhinged. Sometimes I'll run things by people and say, like, I have a great Zilla one coming out that's produced by Nick, and I don't know if you're gonna like it. It's gonna be fun. But
Did you run it through HR?
We don't have.
Who's that?
Not it.
It's Nick.
It's you.
Wait, he's the director of media.
Liz, I'm afraid it's you. I'm sorry.
But people, when they work with me, I might be the agent who drops the key in between the concrete step and the door, and I have to go grab something from my car because I'm MacGyver to get it out, and that's me, right? So I want to show that to people because you should show who they're going to work with. And so when they start working with you, they already know that.
And
they don't need to be this buttoned up person.
Exactly right. There's nothing more endearing than someone who's willing to poke a little fun at themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you want to work with somebody who's a little humble, who's, not above saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Look at this ridiculous thing I just did." Right? I love your social. It's hilarious.
I started my tree on fire this weekend. Yeah.
How did you do that?
And I will be posting about it, but
okay,
good. I bought a weed torch.
Oh, yes. My mom has one of those. That's dangerous.
So I bought a weed torch and I got it all fired up, literally, and I was so excited. I have a lot of rocks. I have a lot of concrete, and then I went to the birch tree in my front yard that is a birch tree, and a layer of mulch, and then a ring of daylilies. And there were all this grass growing, and it had my mulch on top, and I had a watering can, too. So I was burning the grass, and I was dumping the water on it. And then I go to the backyard, start doing the other weeds because I'm like, this is so cool. And I hear this car honking. And I'm like, uh-oh. And my dog is going insane. And I run, and she's like, your tree's on fire. And I'm like, and yeah, your dog was trying to tell you. And I thought in my head, no, the dog was about you honking.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, my mom, I run to get the hose. My mom's at my house. She comes out. She's like, what? I'm like, call 911. She's like, why? I'm like, the tree's on fire. She's like, what tree? And it was like this slow motion thing. And it was like, and we get the hose and we douse it off. And now the tree is black for like 6 feet.
Oh my God.
And I thought that could have been the yard, the house, and insurance would not have covered it probably, right? Like, I'm
Probably
thinking
not.
all in this house, and I'm like, I'm already in the neighborhood, like the crazy realtor single mom lady already with the barking dog and the whatever, and now I am the person who started the tree on fire.
The tree on fire.
But I have, and as soon, my mother, she goes, and once we put the fire on, the fire went out pretty easily with the hose. She goes, did you get that on camera?
See, your mom's doing it all for the gram. I love it.
That was her first thing that she said to me, verbatim. Did you get that on camera? Because she knows I would post that too. And so, but I did take a chat GPT of, like, I took the tree, took a picture, and chat GPT is going to be adding flames, so I'm going to have to do a talk over. But again, I will share that, and maybe I will lose some business over it, or maybe not.
It sounds a little biblical,
It frankly
the
does.
burning bush. But you know what the real lesson was? You know why it burned?
Burning birch.
This is actually a real estate thing, and I'm going to run it back here for Parker, and this is what my hook will be. Underneath the layers of the mulch that I put down, and I've owned my house for 6 years, I keep adding mulch to this tree, was a layer of chopped up rubber tire mulch that they used as a weed barrier. So when I went out there, I'm like, what is that smell?
Oh, no.
And I dug through it, and that's what started on fire.
Really?
So when you're doing stuff to your house, you might know what you've done to XYZ, but if you start monkeying with it and someone else's bad choices play into yours, it doesn't matter. It's still going to ruin
Look
it.
at that. Look at how you pulled that back into a hook that's relevant to people's lives. That is impressive.
you know, like, hey, I know that I did XYZ in my electrical panel, but I'm going to, you know, whatever. And like, no, someone had double tapped a bunch of stuff before you and you don't know that or you didn't pay attention and then poof.
That's great. Okay, Parker, I'm sorry. We need to pause now and
talk. The former lawn care guy in me is just dying right now.
I know. That's why I need you to tell me. Did you use a weed torch?
I mean, I'm all for flamethrowers, but...
It is essentially that. Do you know what they are?
Yeah,
It looks like a gun. It has a metal thing
I've got, that you might not like this, although you drive the car. I've got Elon's flamethrower on order, but I would never light my tree on fire.
It wasn't the tree. It was the weeds around the tree.
Have you ever used a torch on weeds?
And that rubber mulch is the worst stuff you can put down.
Yeah. I did. I know, and I didn't.
Previous people.
But you could see the good, is it Goodman tires or whatever? You could see that. I was like, what? Yes. I'm like, what is this?
That's so gross.
Yeah, people think that it's going to last longer and you're not going to refresh it, but it ends up just in your yard.
That's probably what my dog is eating when he goes to the tree and starts chomping on stuff. That's why he's the way that he is. But yeah, so now I don't know that I can confidently burn at all anymore.
I think that's probably okay if you don't.
But can I send it back to Amazon for no other reason than I burned my tree down?
No.
Dang it.
I don't think you can. I do like that idea, though.
I'm gonna have to sell it on.
Why would you sell the flamethrower? Keep the flamethrower. You just never know when you're going to need it, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. I look at the parts of the backyard that I burn the weeds, and it's so good looking that it's almost enough for me to do it again this weekend.
Try it again. All right. Okay. That is okay. So Liz's social media strategy is just to be authentically herself, and I love that. Okay, so go back a couple sections here.
Well, that's what works.
Yes.
I mean, you trying to sell shit online does not work. No one's going to buy a house from you because of something you post online. If they're convinced that you're the best option for them and they like you, you're going to get a call and have the opportunity. Mm-hmm. That's the whole goal. Like, you're just casting a wide net and showing everybody who you are. And there's some people that probably don't like it, that aren't aligned with you, and that's okay too, right?
Because might be a really, you might have a lot of friction in a transaction that way. But I also think the blend of what you show is really important, and that was a big reason why I came over to Pemberton, because we're the only group that had our entire media within the team at the time, or the brokerage, so I knew I could do really high-end video that I didn't have to outsource. Yeah. And so I can do a mix, right? I can show really nice high-end content, show houses really professionally, playfully, and myself, but I think you have to blend to show all of those parts, you know? Mm-hmm.
Do you do it systematically, or do you just kind of pay attention in your head that, like, okay, now I've done a few educational things, I should do a personal one?
I try to have my social media follow my calendar. So I look at my calendar, what are the things that I'm doing today for my business? What are the things I'm doing personally? And I try to document all of those things. So I am the person that has their phone out a lot, and maybe not because I'm texting, but I'm taking a lot of video. I keep buying storage for my iPhone.
Really?
Like, I have to keep buying storage because I just don't clear things out. At the end of the day, I should have 10 pieces of content. And I tell agents that, like, hey, you did showings. You need 5 minutes to tack onto those showings. Have a video. Let's say you had laundry shoots in each one. And you notice that. You tell your buyers, oh, it's weird that we have all these with laundry shoots. Well, did you get those laundry shoots? And can you make a post about that? So just start by adding 5 minutes to those activities and getting it done. But I usually spend an hour a day, like, posting and editing stuff about that. But sometimes they're just at the end of every little activity that I do. And I think that's a really good place to start, because it's overwhelming for people to say, oh my gosh, I have to make a 10 out of 10 post today. It's the one thing I'm going to post. I've got to make it really good. And your brain just goes into the, like, you know, it's
perfection and needing
instead of just get it done. So I do, you know, there are some days where I'm like, oh, I haven't done a video in a few days, I need to do it. But I'll go month on and month off with, like, a reel every day. Wow. And it's a lot. Yeah. And I don't necessarily get business from the exact things that I put, but business comes in, and I feel like it's rewarding me for being consistent and working on my business. And I always see it, and I try to stick to that. Most of the time it's like 25 days out of the 30, but
you are one of the most consistent, like, agents in our entire organization on that front. And I will also say that nobody sends me more Instagram videos on Instagram than you. You are the most likely person to send me a reel.
Yeah,
and be like, what do you think?
Well, it's like when you're consuming it, you might as well. I have all these folders saved. I have a folder for myself and Madeline. I've got some other agents, and then I've got one with Nick and Carter. And that way, they're like, what do you want to do for a video today? Well, I already, this listing, I'm like, one of these. You know, when Nick's already looked at it and stuff and whatever. And that's how I'm just keeping my library. And I'm already on there consuming it anyway. So I might as well save it and send it and do a little bit of dialogue, and then it's ready to go.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
All right, so if you could give somebody listening one tip, and I know that somebody listening right now can improve social media, wants to improve social media. They know they need to do it, they just don't know how. On short notice here, what is one thing you could give them to help them for the rest of the year?
I would say that people are nosy and people are watching. And like you said in a meeting, it's like 92% of Americans have a Zillow account and are looking at houses for fun, right? Even though we know that not 92% of our database moves are Americans move every year. Mm-hmm. So people are nosy and they like real estate, and just pull back the curtain and show what you're doing for your clients. Like, show a little bit of the story, but honestly, your calendar for the week is your content. You've got an inspection, great. You've got a buyer consult, great. You've got a closing, that's an easy one, great. You are maybe you got a like really good text from a client that's like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that we won in multiple offers. And your response back, that can be your social media. You're sharing your authentic stories and experience with people. And it's just a little bit extra to each one of those activities, I would say. And then just get used to turning the camera around on yourself. Yeah. And start doing that by FaceTiming. This is the first thing. Start FaceTiming your family instead of calling them family and friends. So you're getting used to seeing your face. Yeah. Number 2 is just start sending videos to your clients instead of text. Turn the camera around, send a video. Maybe you look stupid and you're looking down or not looking at your eyes, but just get used to seeing your own face, and then it's going to be much easier to actually record a video of you, so we don't get the ick. Yeah. And I mean, I learned that with singing, and I'm a classical singer, right? So I started singing when I was 12 years old, and I had to listen to recordings of myself on tape. Nick knows this. He's a classical singer too. We had to review our lessons, review our songs, and we hated it, right? Yeah. Hated it. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter. That's how you're going to get better. It's going to get better. So you've got to watch your own stuff, and you've got to get used to seeing your face and know that your smile goes like this sometimes, and just get over it. And because that's how you're going to make it better.
Hey, look, we've had a few of those conversations, haven't we? I'm like, come on, Liz. You're worrying too much about this thing that doesn't matter. And you're like, oh.
I was like, yeah, but my eye is winky here, Nick. It's winky and it's doing a thing, and I can't have the world see that.
And I said, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Have you got a favorite follow, like someone you like whose content you love, like on the internet? Because I'll give you my one. In the real estate field, I will say, I love Tampa Bay Bree because she's unhinged.
Do you know who that is?
No,
I don't.
Now
either.
You're gonna go look.
Now I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, she unhinged listing. Listing. What I can't even say. Unhinged listing videos. The things that come out of her mouth, hilarious.
Really, Tampa Bay Bree. I'm gonna check.
I have to look on I feel like I'd have to look on my phone to see who I really like outside of the Twin Cities. I mean, I like, and I'm kind of friends with Sarah Kopecki. Yeah. She posts like 7 things a day, and they are great. And I think people say she's an overposter, but she just goes for it, you know. And I love that about her. And I learned about her, and I got to know her online, and then I got to know her personally. I don't know. I didn't bring
Brian
my phone.
Clapper too, right? You just did a panel.
I just did a panel with Brian Clapper, and he's an interesting guy.
Talk about unhinged posts. Some of his posts are so.
But you know what the deal was? What? A year ago, he thought he was going to get out of real estate. Really? He said, "I'm not making enough money for my family. If I can't do this, like I'm going to give myself like 6 more months to do this. Yeah." And I'm going to take the one thing I got a little bit of traction on, and I'm going to just blow it out of the water. And he committed to doing that because he was like, I was selling like 7 houses a year. Not even.
Wow.
And it's a short amount of time.
That's why, and it worked.
Uh-huh.
That's wild. I love his content.
Yep.
All right, I tell you what, Liz, we are almost at the end, but give us this as a parting shot. We haven't talked really much about, about your role here as an office leader. What do you like most about working with agents?
I think, I love it when an agent goes to you with a problem and you can tell, like, they kind of know the answer, but they're not confident in the answer, and they're explaining this to you, and they're all animated and they're all worried, and you're walking them through, hey, you know that they know the answer, and they want a little bit of just guidance, a little bit of reassurance, and you problem solve with them, and you see their stress level just come down, and I say, okay, well, now what's the plan? We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and can you please text me back or call me after you have that conversation with your client, or after you have that conversation with an agent, or after you actually send that number for the CMA to the seller, and let's debrief on that. But you can actually see their stress level come down during that conversation when you help them problem solve through something they probably already knew how to do.
Right.
But that collaboration, I think, is really key. And I love seeing it between agents, that I hear them talking about their files or their clients and their offers or things like that too, is just everyone wants to help each other make their businesses better. No one's worried about competing for business. Everyone just wants to get a little bit better, and we know that we can do that together.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. All right, Liz, thank you so much for joining us today. That is it for today's episode of No Contingencies. If you got value from this conversation, take a second to share it with another agent who's serious about growing in this market. And if you're looking for a brokerage that's forward-thinking, accountability-driven, and built for the next chapter of real estate, we should talk. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. There you go.
Wow, that worked.